I don't want to read through this whole story. You guys can, but I just wanted to point something out about this guy because he wanted to prey on kids and infants. Do you see this? This is what I'm talking about. He looks like a big child, right? Like the Josh Duggar thing. It's a genetic thing. If you guys don't see this, I don't know what to say, but I don't know how old he is, but he's definitely not very young. Do you see it? He looks like a child, like somewhere in this portion. But the rest of him is like an adult, right? Do you see it? It's in the middle of his face. It's some genetic thing. I don't know what it is. I said it's mostly seen, at least from when I'm picking it out, ones that go for really young, like this guy. And they will act very kid-like, and unfortunately, his partner, I guess, isn't involved in it. Yeah, he's out and proud bragging about it. Because they're like, okay, they're like a sociopath, but they're like childlike, but then there's like a genetic thing in a lot of these ones. I don't know about every single one, but like I said, when I find him, I'm going to point it out and I'm going to show you. It's bizarre. And it's a mystery. At least this minute, it's a mystery. See, he looked, I mean, you could like literally confuse him for Josh Duggar. It's in the middle of the face. It's like something, like I was trying to identify it. I was like, what is it in the features where it's like, it looks like a little boy. I don't know if it's even just the mannerism, but no, it's more than that. Do you see it? It's so childlike. Like this could be like a little baby boy, right? He's like goo goo gaga face. That's what I kept calling it. I have no name for it because I don't know what it is. This is a genetic thing. In addition to whatever was going on here. But he knows what he's doing. It's really insane. He was talking about doing Benadryl and these kids are knocking him out. We need more information. He's like, he likes boys and girls age 0 to 9, but he prefers boys. Thank you. Rapists are rapists, and many times they have a preference, like he's saying, but he'll go after any kid. It doesn't say an age, though. I was trying to figure out his age because, yeah, and he was making disturbing comments about his soon-to-be-born son. Like I said, my perpetrator made some other comments and I was like, oh my God, no, this is not. Yes, these are signs. They're out there, these flags. I mean, it's just crazy. But, and he was a veterinarian. Yeah, so you have to be aware of this from any perpetrator. It could be a woman that's doing this. I mean, I haven't ran across too many women. They're like, I want to be with some infant, but I'm sure they exist. They exist out here. I don't know if they all have this genetic thing, though. I want to find some of these stories. I would have to deep dive and then take a look and examine it a lot more. For some reason, the men stand out the most because with women, sometimes they just generally look really young and it doesn't stand out quite the same. For some reason, I don't think it does. I think maybe because they have different features, more chiseled features. I don't know. Something about their features are a little different. But it looks like a underdeveloped thingy going on here. That's all I'm going to say about it for now. I just wanted to point it out. You guys can read the story. It's a little bit too disturbing for this thing, but you guys can get the gist of this guy here. Read one thing from this. He says he described how he would sedate the children before abusing them. I generally use Benadryl, noting that it provided a wide safety margin and I usually doubled an adult dose. My parents used to give me this all the time because I had such bad allergies and it would knock me out. The scariest thing about that is that kids can die from overdosing on that, and they're in a lot of cases as well. And this shows what a sociopathy is in addition to his other issues, and it's so calculated. They literally know what they're doing. But you have to question, like, where did this come from? Please, they need to really dig back into his early portions right here. See, for me, my parents used to knock me out with the Benadryl. Now, Who the hell knows what the hell happened in the middle of that? But it was a common thing back in the day, and they used to give kids like NyQuil to knock them out to go to bed. Oh, absolutely. And maybe even when they didn't want to deal with their kids, there's a lot of abuses with this over-the-counter stuff. But in some of these cases where they harmed kids, yeah, they've been using that. That was actually involved in, oh, Terry Horman allegedly went, I think, and bought Benadryl, and it was sort of a bad sign to something. Um, yeah, yeah, people want me to touch that case. I don't want to, you guys. It's terrible, and if she did that, she's a horrible human. But there was signs, I think, where she went and bought it, and it was in another case where they harmed some other kids, and they used this stuff. So uh, this sucks because like people that generally need it, it's really good if you have hives. Okay, if you ever have hives, it's a good thing to use. I don't think there's any other thing that works like Benadryl for hives, but outside of that, I didn't find it to be good for actual allergies. I found it good for like hives, like when you have an allergy type of thing like that, like with nerves or something like that. Maybe you're allergic to something so bad you get hives, but it didn't help with the regular seasonal allergies, sneezing, anything. It would just knock you out, and I hated it. And unfortunately, the general public abuses like anything you put out here for the general population to use because you just think that people will do the right thing with things and they just don't. And in fact, Benadryl could be used as a date rape drug as well. That actually could be another common thing that nobody's really thought much about because it's not like a like some of the other what's it the name of those other ones. Anyway, there's all these different other ones. But that's an over-the-counter one that if you put Benadryl in someone's drink, it probably would knock you out pretty good. Yeah, unfortunately, these are the things. So when they have things to test for that stuff, they may not be able to test like I don't know if it would be able to test Benadryl in the drink. I have questions to that because I've been noticing, yeah, they've been using other things that have been typically used, just like this right here. And he's saying it. He's like, I knocked out some kids with this over the counter. Mm-hmm.